What's good, Deluxe family? Welcome back to the channel, man. In this video right here, we're about to watch The Trap Life of Britney Spears. We've all been lied to. I seen this on my homepage and I was gonna watch it by myself, but I figured I might as well just watch it with the Deluxe family. Look it. You guys know I always talk about like what really goes on like behind the scenes of some of these celebrities and Britney Spears in the music industry and all that stuff. I'm not gonna get in depth with that. You know what I mean? But she is one of the girls known worldwide for just going straight up berserk. Shorty went crazy. You know how crazy you have to be to shave your head bald out of anger? That's really different. Like, that's really different to do that. And then I've seen a couple different interviews of her, like, genuinely acting like she has split personality. Just some weird stuff. You know what I mean? So I want to see what this video has to say. It says we've all been lied to.
To my comments, I listened.
Leave Britney alone!
All of you who are concerned about me, all is well. My family has been going through a lot of stress and anxiety lately, so I just needed time to deal.
I'm not gonna lie, she looked like she been doing crack.
Life that's most authentic to her.
And this was like during my childhood too.
Free Britney, a fan movement dedicated to freeing pop star Britney Spears from her controlling team, has taken on a new life in 2020.
I don't be capping what I say.
For 10 years, Britney Spears has not been able to live a normal life. She can't drive a car or spend her own money. And the man responsible for this is her own father. Now, fans want to rescue Britney, but the truth is much more confusing and dark than you might think. We have the full kettle, and it's about to spill.
Woo! They about to spill the beans. Yo, look, let me say this one thing. I think they might get into mind control. Please do not send any hate to Britney Spears or anyone. Part 1. Oh, we gonna have separate parts in this bitch? Okay. Get comfortable.
Our story begins back in 2006. While there were some good things that happened during this time, Britney appeared to be on a downward spiral. In February and April, child services officials visited Britney twice after she was photographed holding her infant son in her lap as she drove, and after her son was accidentally dropped by a nanny. In May, Britney was photographed stumbling outside a New York City hotel while holding her infant son in one hand and a glass in the other. In June, Britney appeared on Dateline in a rambling interview, blaming the media's scrutiny for turning her into an emotional wreck. She was later criticized for sobbing, chewing gum, and her makeup. In November, 2 months after giving birth to her second son, Britney filed for divorce from her husband, Kevin Federline, citing irreconcilable differences. She allegedly told Kevin she was filing for divorce via text message the night before. In December, the New York Post reported that the Los Angeles...
That's different. That's different. We always hear breaking up over text is harsh or whatever. Shorty got a divorce over text. That's OD. Shorty just, what is that called? She just terminated a contract over text. Wow.
The Department of Children and Family Services have been trying to set up a meeting with Britney about her children's welfare after her public behavior. The Post also said her family was concerned with her partying and antics with the paparazzi. Also in December, Britney released a message for her fans after being photographed several times without wearing underwear and being criticized for her public behavior. Every move I make at this point has been magnified more than I expected, and I probably did take my newfound freedom a little too far. I look forward to New Year, new music.
She just wants to feel a breeze down there. Damn. My guys, you know what I'm saying? When you're at the crib, you know when you do free ball, this shit feel good. You know what I mean? She just wants a free ball in public.
And a new me. In January 2007, Britney posted another message for her fans. The media has criticized my every move and printed a skewed perception of who I really am as a human being. Behind every decision I have made in my public life, there always seems to be an apparent contradiction. I have come to terms with that, which is why I usually don't pay much attention to it. On February 13th, a gossip website posted an email that allegedly came from one of Britney's former assistants, saying Britney was on a downward spiral and that friends and family wanted her to get treatment. On February 16th, Britney was spotted shaving her own head and getting tattoos. On February 20th,
yeah, when a person shaves their head, that's how you know they going through something. But like, I just want to say something real quick. A lot of y'all won't really realize, like, bro, when you're in the spotlight, when you have so many people like looking at your life, there's a lot of hate that's directed towards you on social media that you have to see and live with every single day. Now, if you don't know how to handle that, ends up becoming things like this. You know what I mean? Like, she can't go to the supermarket and grab a gallon of milk in peace if she wanted to.
Checked into a Los Angeles inpatient facility. The very next day, on February 21st, Britney checked out, then checked back into the facility. A month later, she finished the program and left the facility. In August, Britney's now ex-husband Kevin Federline sued her for full custody of their 2 sons. In September, Britney performed her new song Gimme at the VMAs. The performance was widely ridiculed. On September 17th, the judge in her custody battle against Kevin Federline ordered Britney to undergo random drug and alcohol testing twice a week. Both parents are ordered to refrain from drinking while caring for their kids and for 12 hours before seeing them, but only Britney is required to have drug and alcohol testing. A few days later, Britney is charged with misdemeanor counts of hit and run and driving without a license after she allegedly crashed into a parked car in August. On October 1st, Britney is ordered to surrender custody.
You can't at least pay for the shit? Damn, Britney.
Of her sons to her ex-husband. A few days later, a Los Angeles court commissioner grants her son visitation rights. On October 16th, Britney turned herself into a local police station and is booked on her previous misdemeanor charges. The next day, Britney is barred from visiting her kids until she complies with an undisclosed court order. On October 30th, Britney is granted 3 supervised visits per week with her sons. On December 4th, court documents revealed that child welfare investigators are looking into mistreatment and neglect allegations. An attorney for the Los Angeles County Department of Child and Family Services said the department was concerned about the children being left in Britney's care.
I'm waiting to see how... I'm still waiting for it to get juicy. I know it's going to get juicy. This thing is 16 minutes long. I'm waiting for it to get juicy. Because I guess they just giving like the background story of everything. But they still haven't mentioned the dad and what the controlling and all that stuff. 2008 breakdown.
It
Here
all
it
came
is.
to a head late at night on January 3rd, 2008. Britney allegedly refused to turn her sons over to her ex-husband's bodyguard. Police were called to try and settle the dispute, and as the standoff continued, paparazzi swarmed her home. 4 hours later,
Damn, that's
in the
annoying.
early hours of January 4th, Britney was taken to Cedars-Sinai Medical Center for an evaluation, and paparazzi chased the ambulance as it drove away.
Damn.
According to a Los Angeles Police Department spokesperson, Britney appeared to be under the influence of an unknown substance. Later that day, a court commissioner granted full legal and physical custody of the children to Kevin Federline. Britney was then involuntarily committed to Cedars-Sinai's psychiatric ward under a 5150 hold.
She went to a
indicating that
psychiatric
medical
ward?
professionals believe she's a danger to herself and or others, and that she required 24-hour supervision. Reports at the time initially claimed she was to be held for a minimum of 72 hours, but just over 24 hours after she was admitted, Britney was released from Cedars-Sinai.
Shorty really
She
went
was
crazy.
accompanied by Dr. Phil, who told Entertainment Tonight she was released moments before my arrival and was packing when I entered the room. We visited for about an hour before I walked with her to her car. My meeting with Britney and some family members this morning in her room at Cedars leaves me convinced more than ever that she is in dire need of both medical and psychological intervention. However, on January 9th, a Spears family spokesperson told the Today Show that Dr. Phil betrayed the family's trust by speaking with the media. On January 31st, Britney is taken to the hospital by ambulance, followed by over a dozen police officers and 2 helicopters. According to TMZ, this second psychiatric hold was coordinated with the LAPD, and they worked with Britney's team for weeks. The Los Angeles Times reported that Britney was taken to UCLA Medical Center to be placed on a mental evaluation hold. That same day, Britney's father, Jamie Spears, had conservator paperwork ready to be filed the next day, on February 1st. Before we go any further, I should explain what a conservatorship is. According to the California courts, a conservatorship is a court case where a judge appoints a responsible person or organization, called the conservator, to care for another adult, called the conservatee, who cannot care for himself or herself or manage his or her own finances. Basically, a conservator is a guardian, someone who has control over an incapacitated person's finances and health matters. In some cases, like Britney's, a conservator can have full legal control over someone's life. Britney's conservators are her father, Jamie Spears, and, until 2019, attorney Andrew Wallet. Together, they controlled Britney's fortune, and Jamie also allegedly negotiated her business deals. In California, there are two types of conservators: those who are responsible for the person's physical and mental well-being, and those who are
I could never let someone be in full control of my finances. You bugging.
responsible for the conservatee's finances. With her father and Andrew Wallet,
Nah,
Britney
she don't
has
look okay. Oh, nah. She was going through some shit. She was going through it. Damn.
both types. While Jamie initially petitioned the court for a temporary conservatorship, the paperwork he filed indicated he wanted a permanent conservatorship. As well, according to the 2007 California Probate Code, the proposed conservatee is required to have at least 5 days' notice before a hearing. In his paperwork, Jamie Spears petitioned the court to waive that notice requirement. The court granted that request. According to the New York Times, Jamie earns around $130,000 per year as a conservator, and he has the rent from his office space reimbursed by the court.
Oh, come on, man.
Breakfast that's right.
Come on, man. Come on.
Look forward to. Dinner.
How did Britney feel?
In 2008, around the time the conservatorship was being implemented, Britney didn't seem happy with the arrangement. Britney hired a lawyer named Adam Streisand shortly after the conservatorship was granted, and Adam wrote an email to Jamie Spears' attorneys on February 2nd. Adam wrote, "I am told that you called Spears' former custody lawyer, Ron Rail, and told him that Britney has been adjudged incompetent. That is false, and you know it. You further stated that Mr. Rail has no right to see his client without approval from the temporary conservators. That is also false." He then accused the conservatorship of orchestrating nothing more than a hostile takeover of our client for improper purposes. On February 4th, Adam appeared in court and claimed that Britney wanted to fire her father as conservator. The court did not recognize Adam as Britney's counsel and ejected him from the courtroom. In court, Jamie's attorneys and Sam Ingham, a court-appointed investigator and later Britney's court-appointed attorney, claimed Britney did not have the mental capacity to hire her own attorney or understand the legal proceedings. Speaking with the New York Times,
That's crazy how another person could rule you crazy. That is weird. Like, they gonna tell me I'm not smart enough to do something. They gonna tell me I don't understand. What if I understand it, bitch? Then what? Then what? You gonna tell me I don't understand it when I do? That's messed up.
in 2016, Adam said Britney
Wait,
told
we
him
don't
she
know,
was
though.
not comfortable with her father controlling her finances.
That's a fact.
It was clear to me that she seemed a bit agitated, but my sense was that she did have the capacity to pick a lawyer and that she could make a rational decision. On February 6th, UCLA Medical Center released Britney early because doctors had stabilized her enough where they could not continue to hold her against her will. That same day, she got a ride from a member of the paparazzi to the Beverly Hills Hotel for a meeting with her then business manager and Adam Streisand. Around this time, Britney arranged for her friend to conference call attorney John Eardley to discuss fighting the conservatorship. In a recording of the call transcribed by Rolling Stone, Britney can be heard saying, "I basically just want my life back. I want to be able to drive my car. I want to be able to live in my house by myself. I want to be able to say who's going to be my security guard." Later in February, John Eardley tried to break Britney's conservatorship, filing paperwork in federal court claiming the conservatorship was violating Britney's civil rights. John revealed several interesting things about Britney's current situation in his filing. Mr. Spears has now moved into her house and is taking control of her financial assets, as well as her physical custody, all without the benefit of a hearing where Miss Spears would be present. Eardley said that Spears has never been on good terms with her father and said he was concerned for the emotional and physical safety of Britney under these circumstances. Eardley said Spears has been in a form of private confinement for nearly a month. Certainly, at this point, it is likely that circumstances have changed and it is time that the conservatee be brought into court for a hearing, where the court can evaluate her in person and hear testimony directly from her. When the Associated Press asked John about the last time he spoke with
Yo, I probably haven't spoken for like 3 minutes. Yo, this shit is interesting though. It's real interesting. I'm into it. You know what I'm saying? Because she's going through a lot right now. I want to see how this thing ends. I want to see how this ends.
He said, "I talked to her a few days ago, and someone wrestled the phone away from her. I've not talked to her since then." And in a 2008 interview with MTV, Britney shared her feelings about the conservatorship. "I think it's too in control. If I wasn't under the restraints I'm under, I'd feel so liberated. There's no excitement. There's no passion. Even when you go to jail, you know there's the time when you're going to get out. But in this situation, it's never ending."
Wow. That's crazy.
So, how did the Free Britney movement begin?
Free Britney, man.
In 2009, Breathe Heavy, a fan site, unofficially began the fan campaign under the belief that Britney was being unfairly controlled under the conservatorship. Since the conservatorship began, and in the following years, members of Britney's fan base and the Free Britney movement have believed that Britney became a victim of her team's control, focusing
Britney, man.
specifically on her father, Jamie. For years, fans have scrutinized every paparazzi photo and Instagram post, trying to see if Britney was leaving clues or sending out cries for help. Fans believed she did not want to be under the conservatorship. As for the fan
'Cause she
site
didn't.
that sparked the movement, the site's owner, Jordan Miller, said he was in a months-long legal dispute with the conservatorship. In March 2009, Jordan said Jamie Spears' lawyers sent him a legal notice demanding he close down his fan site. They claimed Jordan was using Britney's likeness for profit through ads on the site. From Jordan's perspective, Jamie was using Britney's money and legal team to attack him and force him to stop talking about the conservatorship. Jordan also claimed that Jamie told him, "I will destroy your..."
Shit is getting deep.
$32,000.
I didn't know. Honestly, all I knew was that she shaved her head bald and then she was gone off the planet. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know all of
After the
this.
conservatorship was implemented and later officially made permanent in late 2008, Britney had a career resurgence. She released her sixth studio album, Circus, in December 2008, which received positive reviews. She also guest starred on an episode of the sitcom How I Met Your Mother, which was also well received. In the years since her conservatorship began, Britney's career has continued to do well. She released 3 more albums, went on tour, was a judge on The X Factor, and had a successful Las Vegas residency.
She went through a lot.
However, there were still concerns brewing under the surface. In 2016, the New York Times released a report on the status of Britney's conservatorship. It detailed how much of Britney's life was handled, at least in part, by her conservators. Her most mundane purchases, from a drink at Starbucks to a song on iTunes, are tracked in court documents as part of the plan to safeguard the great fortune she has earned but does not ultimately control. Even though her conservators were credited with saving Britney's career after 2008, the report acknowledges the conservators seem to notice the improvements Britney has made over the years. After successfully fighting to keep her from testifying in at least 3 prior lawsuits, a probate judge had previously agreed that doing so could cause her irreparable harm. Ms. Spears' conservators allowed her to testify on Monday in a case filed against her by a former self-described manager. They agreed that giving such testimony is not likely to cause harm to her, according to court papers. Since the conservatorship began, some restrictions have been eased. More far-reaching rollbacks were discussed several years ago but never occurred, according to a person who has been involved in Miss Spears' care who spoke on the condition of anonymity. People close to Britney described how Britney viewed the conservatorship after living in it for nearly 10 years.
Damn.
Miss Spears' friends and
That's
former
OD.
associates said in interviews that, for her, the conservatorship has become an accepted fact of life, not a cage, but a protective bubble that allows her to worry about her true passions, music and her children. But the New York Times also pointed out an apparent flaw in the conservatorship system. Ultimately, some of the people who would help to decide whether to end it are the conservators and the doctors who now help oversee it, many of whom receive fees from Miss Spears' estate for their work on her behalf. And should Miss Spears ask to be released, her cause would probably be led by the man the court appointed to be her chief advocate, a lawyer, Samuel D. Ingham III. Mr. Ingham's role is, among other things, to ensure that the conservators do not lose.
Alright, honestly, I'm not gonna hold y'all. She lost me with all this conservative shit talk. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm gonna keep it a full buck.
Lawyers who have helped manage Miss Spears' affair. This is the end of part 1. In the next part, we'll be exploring Britney's turmoil in 2019.
Oh shit. She hit turmoil in 2019.
Why her fans believe she's ready to get out of her father's control.
She's still in the control?
All that and more coming up in part 2. Again,
Yo, if y'all want to see part 2, man. If y'all want to see part 2, man, make sure you leave a like down below. Look it. I didn't know this, but hey, free Britney, man. Free Britney. You know, hey, free Britney. Yo, if you did watch this part of the video, make sure you do like and subscribe. I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. The same way you're going to catch me in the next one. Peace.